You ever get that strange feeling scrolling online lately? The one where it feels like a whole decade has gone by, but somehow we're right back where we started? Well, today we're going to dig into the powerful forces, both human and algorithmic, that are making 2026 feel an awful lot like 2016 all over again. So let me just ask you straight up. What if you're actually living in 2016 again? No, seriously. This isn't just some random thought you have in the shower. Right now, across all of social media, millions of us are getting hit with this massive wave of digital deja vu. It's this wild collective feeling that the internet somehow pressed the rewind button. And look, this isn't just a vibe. The evidence is literally all over our feeds. We're talking about very specific things making a huge comeback. The chain smokers are trending in videos. People are unironically using those Snapchat dog filters again. And don't even get me started on the winged eyeliner and skater skirts. It is a full-blown 2016 revival. So yeah, let's just call this what it is, a massive cultural phenomenon. This isn't just a couple of your friends feeling a bit nostalgic. Nope. This is a viral trip down memory lane that has basically taken over our digital lives. And if you need a number to put on it, get this. In just 1 week this year, Google searches for 2016 shot up by over 450%. That's not a slow trend building up. That's a straight-up explosion of interest, a digital obsession. So really, if you've been feeling this strange pull to the past, I promise you it's not just you. This is a shared experience happening on a huge scale. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they're all flooded with content that's either recreating or just remembering the whole 2016 vibe, and it is hitting a nerve with millions and millions of people. But here's where it gets interesting. What if this feeling isn't some happy coincidence? What if it's being, well, engineered? Now we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the powerful tech engine that's driving this whole trip back in time. And this brings us to this really important idea: algorithmic nostalgia. See, this isn't just you stumbling upon an old memory. This is platforms like TikTok and Instagram using incredibly smart machine learning to actively dig up and push content that they know will trigger those emotional connections to the past. They know exactly what makes you feel nostalgic because keeping you in that warm, fuzzy state keeps you on the app. And make no mistake, this is not random. It is not an accident. Research has shown that TikTok's algorithm in particular is ridiculously good at resurrecting old stuff, especially music, and turning it into a brand new viral hit. It's a feedback loop, right? The algorithm sees a little flicker of interest in an old song, it pushes it to a few more people, and if the engagement is good, bam, it floods everyone's For You page. Just look at the data for a second. One study looked at 30 older songs that suddenly went viral on TikTok. For 10 of them, that's a full third, their popularity on the app directly, and I mean directly, caused a massive spike in Google searches. You can draw a straight line from the algorithm to the entire internet suddenly remembering a song. So how does the machine know exactly what to feed you? Well, it's this process called datafication. Every single time you like an old photo or share a throwback song, or even just pause for an extra second on a video with a retro filter, you're creating a data point. Your own emotional history is literally becoming fuel for this nostalgia machine, and it's designed to give you more of what gives you that sweet, achy feeling of nostalgia. But look, the algorithm is only half of the equation here. It's so effective because we are incredibly receptive to it right now. So the real question is, why are we all craving this comfort from the past so badly? Let's get into the psychology of it all. According to researchers, nostalgia isn't just some fleeting, fuzzy feeling. It's actually a really powerful psychological tool our brains use to keep us balanced, especially when things are stressful. It reminds us of who we are, it connects us to a time we felt like we belonged, and it helps us build up the strength to deal with whatever we're facing today. And let's be honest, the present is pretty stressful, especially online. Just look at the difference here. The internet back in 2016, we remember it as more spontaneous, right? More human-driven. Today, it feels so hyper-optimized, so performative, like every single post is an audition for something. We're all just longing for a time when things felt a little more real. And this shift in vibe has real consequences. It's a big part of what people are calling the loneliness epidemic. We're always connected online, but we're not really connecting with each other. We're just, as one DJ put it, behaving like billboards on the internet, constantly broadcasting, but struggling to actually be heard.
And that is exactly why nostalgia feels like such a powerful cure right now. It's like an emotional comfort blanket. It reminds us of times we felt strong and connected. It helps us make sense of all the chaos. And honestly, it just gives us a much needed feeling of security in a pretty uncertain world. But, and this is a really big but, as good as all this feels, we have to ask a tough question. Is this algorithm-fueled trip to the past really all that harmless? We need to take a hard look at the other side of this double-edged sword.
Asking this question really forces us to think about the hidden costs. Because let's be real, when platforms are this invested in making us feel a certain way, there's almost always a price to pay, even if it's not coming out of your wallet.
So let's break down that price tag. First, it's emotional manipulation, plain and simple. They're using your own feelings to keep you glued to the screen. Second, your privacy. Your actual emotional history is being tracked and sold. Then there's the personal risk of getting stuck, of idealizing a past that was never perfect to begin with. And finally, it kind of flattens history. We start to forget all the complicated, messy, and even negative parts of that time.
This quote from Mashable just hits the nail on the head. This whole thing, it's not really about how great 2016 was. It says way, way more about right now. It's a mirror reflecting our own anxieties, our burnout with the modern internet, and our deep, fundamental need for comfort and real human connection. So, the crucial question really comes back to you. The next time you're scrolling and you feel that nostalgic hole, ask yourself, what am I really longing for? Is it just a Snapchat filter and an old pop song? Or is it the feeling of a world that felt a little less complicated, a little more spontaneous, a little more human? Because what your nostalgia is telling you might just be what you need to find in the present.